Howdy, gang. Kevin here. Gonna have a little Bushmills tonight. Along with a Fat Bottom Betty. So, been an interesting week. Cold in the shed. My Bic doesn't want to burn. We'll stick that in the inside pocket. Hopefully it'll stay warm. I was reading an article. But let's not start with that. YouTube is up to their shenanigans again. I just had one of the old Cigar and Whiskey Talks flagged as content that was inappropriate for children. So they made it 18 plus. My whole channel is flagged as not suitable for children because I made it that way just to avoid that stuff. Now, they were nice enough to say that this does not count as a strike. Well, of course it doesn't count as a strike because it was already flagged as not for children. I made it that way when I uploaded it. Weird. Just weird. Anyhow. I was reading an article that was linking an outbreak of measles in Columbus, Ohio, or thereabouts, to anti-vaccination folks. And of course, they brought up the folks who didn't want to be vaccinated for COVID-19. Now, just like all articles, they want you to not read the article. They want you to decide everything that there is to do on the headline. Okay? This article was written by a lady who writes articles that aren't necessarily pro-American. Let's put it that way. I researched some of her stuff. Now, she doesn't normally carry health stuff or cover health stuff. She usually covers metro transit and immigration issues. Your first clue. The article was a fairly long one, and it went through saying that there were 81 cases, and none of the children had received their childhood vaccinations because their parents were anti-vaxxers. Then it went on to try to tie that to anti-COVID vaccinations, and it further went on to talk about flu vaccinations in general. It cited some other instances at other places where someone had died because they didn't get, or had died from the flu because they didn't get the flu vaccine, although they didn't say that they didn't get that was why they died. They just tried to make it an innuendo. That's how they do it. I have a hunch if we would research those, we would find out like a lot of people die when they get something that they're really not vaxxed for. It's whatever the disease is, complicates other health issues they have. So, and that's all well and fine. And the measles vaccine is nothing like the COVID-19 vaccine. The measles vaccine has been around for a lot of years and pretty much eradicated measles in the United States because it was an immunization. not a vaccination. It made you become immune. Now, what we currently call vaccines just kind of help you manage the symptoms better. So it's not an immunization. It's a pre-treatment, is what it is. But anyway, this article went on and went on and went on. And remember I told you it was 81 kids, I think, who had this measles outbreak going? At the beginning of the article, it said none of them had been vaccinated. Then, pretty later in the article, it said that 3 of them had received at least 1 dose of the vaccine prior to catching the measles. And I don't know what the further research would be because it ended after that. And then, finally, towards the end of the article, are you ready? The outbreak was in a certain immigrant community from a country that doesn't do vaccinations. So, if you had just read the headline, you would have thought what they wanted you to think. Measles outbreak in Midwest linked to anti-vaccination. That's not the story. It wasn't the story. And the problem is this is what they want you to do. They want you to read that article, make your decision, or read that headline, make your decisions based on just what the headline says, and then just like most news nowadays, most journalism, the article says something completely different from the headline. They think we're dumb. They think we're lazy. And the problem is the people who will howl about this the loudest are lazy. They won't read the article. They won't do the research. They won't check into things, and they won't pull the facts out of the article that actually don't support the headline. And it's like that all over. Anyway, with that being said, hope you all had a good Christmas. Hope you all have a good New Year. Hope you all watched my Merry Christmas video that I actually was not going to do, because that's one of those things where the internet makes people brave. Makes people brave. Those of you who have met me know that if you talk to me about any of this stuff, I will say exactly the same thing that I'm saying here, and I will say it in exactly the same way. But most people aren't like that. Most people, the internet makes them brave. And they say and do dumb shit on the internet. If you didn't watch the Merry Christmas video, that's fine. Basically, I wasn't going to do it. And I only did it because someone made some snide comments on one of my buddies' channels about how irresponsible it is to try to take people away from their families on Christmas Day. You're being irresponsible by releasing a video on Christmas Day. We all know that those videos will be there tomorrow. Guess what? That video that they were mad about that was released on Christmas Day is still there. They could have ignored the notification. A lot of people probably did. And I wouldn't have seen the comments except it came up in a group chat that I'm in. Of friends. So, if you've got time to be mad and comment on a video because it's on Christmas Day, then obviously you're watching on Christmas Day too. And your problem is not with the person that's releasing the video. Your problem is the person who's watching the video because they're being taken away from their families on Christmas Day. Well, that's the person. That's not the person releasing the video. That's the person watching the video. They didn't have to watch. Before y'all ask, this is a Leicester River. It's quite cold in the shed tonight. Quite cold. I haven't been out here working all day today. I'm just sitting on my butt on the couch, eating leftovers from Christmas dinner yesterday. Hope to see a bunch of y'all to school next year. I've said it before. If you're waiting to sign up for a class over at the school because you want to get some kind of a deal or you want to make sure or whatever's going on, that's all well and good. I support you trying to save money. I support you trying to have your ducks in a row before you go. I support all that stuff. But I've warned you a bunch of times. Classes fill up fast. And I think we're almost full all the way through April now. So, it would be a great time for you to sign up. That's all I'm saying. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. See y'all in the woods.